Welcome to the installation guide for the ERKO Underfloor heating system. In this video, we will show you, step by step, how to achieve a safe and professional installation. Before starting, ensure you have all the necessary materials and tools, as shown on the screen. Ensure that the subfloor is clean and free from dust or debris. The heating mat must never be installed directly onto concrete. There must always be a Rointe insulation mat placed beneath the heating mat. Apply double-sided adhesive tape to the clean floor and secure the insulation mat to it. The material must be at least 6 mm thick. Before laying the heating mat, check that it is intact using a multimeter. Confirm that the resistance reading matches the values on the manufacturer's certificate, which you can find in the manual. If the reading does not match the expected values, or if you detect an open circuit, contact Rointe technical support before continuing. Unroll the mat, maintaining a minimum gap of 5 cm from the skirting boards. Position the start of the mat as close as possible to the intended thermostat location. Chase a channel into the wall and install 2 conduits, one to protect the mains cable and the other for the floor sensor. Feed the floor sensor through the conduit down to the floor, positioning it at least 300 mm away from the wall, centered between 2 runs of the heating mat. Please note that the floor sensor is included with the Rointe thermostat, so ensure you have both components before beginning the installation. It is crucial to ensure the floor sensor does not cross any heating cables. Make a small incision in the mat to bring the tip of the floor sensor through so that it sits in contact with the mat on its underside and the floor finish on its upper side. The installation of this sensor is compulsory, as it acts as both a measuring element and a vital safety device for the system. Feed the mains cable through the conduit. If 2 or more underfloor heating systems are being installed, a junction box will be required to centralize the wiring. Continue unrolling the mat. To change direction or work around obstacles, cut only the foil mesh, taking extreme care not to cut or damage any heating cables. We recommend leaving a 10 mm gap between the mat sections, ensuring they do not overlap. Carry out a second resistance test. If the reading does not match previous values, or an open circuit is detected, the system may have been damaged or incorrectly installed prior to sealing. In this case, stop the installation immediately and do not proceed any further. Once the mat is cut and repositioned, use the supplied aluminium tape to cover any exposed cables and to secure the joints between the mat sections. Before laying the final floor, consider the required covering. For carpet, linoleum, or vinyl, you must apply the Rointe upper protection system. For parquet or laminate, you must apply the Rointe top protective foil. Additionally, if you are installing floating flooring over joists, we recommend seeking specialist advice before proceeding. Carry out a final resistance test once the flooring has been laid. If the reading differs from previous values or an open circuit is detected, this indicates the system has been damaged or incorrectly installed. Proceed with the thermostat installation. Ensure the wall back box has a minimum depth of 35 mm. Connect the main cable and the floor sensor, following the wiring diagram shown on the screen. Secure the thermostat's backplate to the wall box using the screws provided. If the total load exceeds 3,600 watts on a single thermostat, a contactor must be installed. Finally, attach the front panel of the thermostat to the backplate and check that the maximum temperature set for the floor does not exceed 27 degrees Celsius. And that's it. You have successfully installed your ERKO underfloor heating system by Rointe.